Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J spot, replacing your G spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, nobody. Guys, my son, he is out for the remainder of the season or whatever. School has started back for him, so he'll be popping in from time to time. So definitely hoping that everything works out for him. You know, he will be graduating very soon. So it's hustle and bustle time, guys. So definitely just, send him well wishes and, keep him lifted up. He will be here at the second half of the show. So guess what, y'all? It's just me. And guess what? I don't have anybody to kick me under the table or tap me or rein me in from things that I might say that should not be said. So guess what? It's a free for all up in here, guys. So you never know what I'm going to say. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have our hot topics. And then also tonight, we have an up and coming Chicago artist that will be joining us for the second half. We're going to have play his new music and definitely chat with him and see what he has going on throughout the city with his new project. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Guys, we're going to go ahead and kick it right off with our first hot topic. Now listen, okay, it's just me and you. You all, I need you to help me because we have definitely I feel like there's some big division between men and women when it comes to this particular topic. And the topic is pregnancy, getting pregnant. It's so, Lord, I promise you, I swear I cannot take it. What is, I don't understand. What's the confusion about who's responsible if a woman gets pregnant? Who is responsible if she gets pregnant? We had a couple of posts. That one post was, why are women so picky with choosing a hairstylist, but they're not picky with the people that they get pregnant by? So then we had another post that countered that. Why are men picky, or they complain about how much money they have to spend on a date, but but they don't share that same level of concern when they're getting a woman pregnant. So it's just like, it seems to be like that the stigma is on single mothers. Like, you made a bad choice. Okay, so you have a kid out of wedlock. Of course, nobody wants their kids to be born out of wedlock for the most part. But what I don't understand is, why is it just as though it's the woman's responsibility? Because again, she cannot get pregnant by herself. So if my dude didn't show up, then she wouldn't be a single mother. So I don't understand, why is there not an equal level of responsibility? Or if you want, not even responsibility, if you're going to place responsibility, it should be equal. But also, if you're going to place the blame, then it should be equal as well. And I know what the common phrase is, or the common excuse is, because that's what I consider it. It's an excuse. Oh, well, the woman, she's left carrying the baby. Absolutely. The key word is left. So just because she's left with the responsibility, does that mean that she's ultimately the only one that's responsible? Because here's the thing, if he didn't leave, then she would not only be responsible for that baby. So again, I understand. Listen, nobody, yes, you should love your kids, plan for them, plan for them in a family structure. But some people don't do that. For some people, that does not happen for the kids to be planned or come into this world in a family structure. So once you find yourself in that situation where, okay, you've had kids out of wedlock, why is it looked upon? Why does society look upon it as though it's simply the woman's responsibility? Yes, it's her body. Yes, it is. Yes, it's her body, but it's his body too, because it's like if he didn't let off what she needed to make the baby, then guess what? There would be no baby. So it should definitely be equal responsibility. It's not just the woman's responsibility. And it's like, it's so unfortunate that, so many people, so many men like to pass the buck. So many men like to, you know, down women that have kids, down single women that have kids. A lot of you all were born into a single parent household. So how are you looking down on the same structure of family that you were brought into this world? How are you looking down on that? If anything, you should be saying, you know what? Listen, I want to do better by my kids. I'm going to, make sure that I have my kids in marriage. I'm not going to have any kids out of wedlock because I don't want them to have to deal with what I dealt with as far as growing up and not having a family. So when having kids, before even having kids, but when sleeping, having sex, just understand it can cost you. It can cost you if you're not ready to have kids. Especially, listen, okay, I'm talking to the good and grown folks. We 35 plus, 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 and plus. Listen, it's time out for all that. Oops. I mean, I didn't know. It ain't no oops. If you go in without a raincoat, then guess what? You're gonna get wet. You're going to get wet. So now if that wetness, everybody want everybody want a wop. Everybody want a wop. Everybody want all that. And it's fun, all fun and dandy when you swimming up in that bad boy, when you about to drown. But then, oh, it's her fault because she got pregnant. Again, how did she get pregnant if you wasn't enjoying the fruit of all that wetness, all of that liquid and that voluptuousness? How is it just her fault? Because if she was solo, if she was entertaining herself solo, then guess what? She wouldn't be pregnant. So it's both people responsibility. It's not just the woman's responsibility. Henry, he's saying, in my opinion, oh, we haven't touched that yet. Henry, we'll come back to that later on in the show for our topic tonight, polygamy. But we're talking about who is ultimately responsible when a woman gets pregnant, especially when she gets pregnant outside of marriage. Who is ultimately responsible for that? Because again, it's all fun and dandy and it's all laughing. Everybody, everybody, it's all good when the session is going down. But then when you get up and 9, 10 months later, you got somebody here that you really did not expect. Now it's a problem. So who is ultimately responsible when the woman gets pregnant? Again, if you're not ready to be a father, then guess what? Put your raincoat on or just don't go. Just don't listen. Do not dive into that wop. Don't, because again, everybody wanna enjoy. Oh man, it's wet, it's good, it's good. Yeah, okay. Then she get pregnant. Now you stuck on stupid. Now don't nobody know what happened. Now we want to question the paternity and all this. But were you worried about the paternity when you were enjoying being drowned and being, partaking in all that goodness? So again, let's get up off the single mothers. Let's stop beating up the single mothers. It's like it's bad enough that we have so many single parent households. Let's encourage the ones that are here. Let's help them do better. But then let's also both be responsible as men and women. Let's be responsible for creating these kids out of wedlocks and out of unhealthy relationships. Let's be more responsible as adults, because again, as a man, as a woman, listen, you know the deal. You know the deal. Don't act like you don't know. If you lay down, it's a some could happen. Don't act like you don't know what the risks are, what's the chances are. You hoping that it doesn't create a child, but the only for sure way is to not open that door, is to not go and enjoy what's in that cave. Don't even go in there if you got that kind of attitude. And ladies, here's the thing: you gotta kind of feel these men out. You got to see what their mindset is about, because again, a lot of them like to place blame. A lot of them like, listen, baby, they will come down on these single mothers, but won't say anything about the single fathers. Especially a man, okay, she got multiple kids, she got all these kids, all these different dudes. Okay, now what about all his seed that he spread? So I'm not saying that either the woman or the man are right. I'm saying that it's both. I'm saying both people have to be responsible, because it takes two people to create that child. Henry saying, yeah, both are responsible because it takes two to make a baby. Absolutely, both people are responsible. So it's like the woman, yes. Now here's the deal: as being a single mature woman, listen, if you're not ready for that, then you definitely have to make sure that you're protecting yourself. Because again, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think anybody goes into a situation, hoping to have a baby by a deadbeat dude, or hoping to have a baby with a deadbeat chick. I just don't think that anybody goes into the situation thinking that they're going to end up with the short end of the stick. Unfortunately, a lot of times that's exactly what you end up with, the short end of the stick, because they sold you a facade because you didn't get a chance to know them well enough before you started doing the horizontal mumbo, and now here you are. So let's take it from here. Less blame, more responsibility. Ladies, you don't want no kids? Listen, you know what to do. Swallow a couple of things, get them nut, chip, whatever. I don't know, whatever you got to do. Fellas, listen, ensure that you got your raincoat with you and you're properly using it and properly disposing of it at all times. And then again, even with that, it's not 100% safe. It's not 100% guaranteed that, something won't happen. So it's just like the only for sure way is stop having sex with people that you don't want to take a chance on having a baby with. That's just facts. Stop taking a chance on this. It's like, if you're going to sit, she trapped me, he got me pregnant, he ain't no good, she ain't no good. Okay, so didn't y'all know that before y'all laid down? I mean, what were you guys doing? Planning on laying down. You didn't get a chance to, check out her background, or check out his background, or check out anything. See what type of mother she is. If she already has kids, what type of mother is she to the kids that she already has? If he has kids already, what type of father is he to the kids that he already has? And if it's already red flags in that situation, in their current situations, please stop thinking that you will be the exception. This is where I think a lot of people, we make mistakes at thinking that we're gonna be the exception. Oh, well, he gonna love my baby more. He gonna love. Wait a minute. First of all, if he got kids, it shouldn't be no well, he gonna love my baby more, because they're all his blood. So he should love all of them and love all of them equally. So it's like, if you going through a situation thinking like that, then you raggedy anyway. And then for the dude, how is she? Is her house clean? Does she take care of the ones that she already got? Is she chasing? How many dudes is she chasing down to get child support from? Or how many dudes is she chasing down to, get money for Pampers and all this and that? Is she taking care of the ones that she have? Because if she not, then here's the thing: it's both of y'all fault. You knew that you was getting some raggedy. She knew she was getting some raggedy. So why are we complaining? At the end of the day, Why are you complaining when you end up with Raggedy Betty Boop and Raggedy Chuck Nuck? Why are we complaining? I don't understand. If you knew that they wasn't nothing much before you had a baby bomb, and you knew that they weren't providing for what they already got, what made you think that they were the exception? So take the time to start getting to know people. Stop jumping in these situations. And listen, let's jump off the beating up the single mother bandwagon. Again, right now, single mothers are what's making society thrive because it's so many single mothers. And you know what? Not saying that that's a good thing because I really think that that's a problem. But again, who's causing a problem? If they're single mothers, then guess what? They're single dads. There are some dudes that made these kids that's not there. So my thing is it's bigger than just a single mother. It's bigger than just the mothers. It's a whole society and community full of issues that definitely need to be addressed. And it's not going to help by beating up on the single mothers. It's not even going to help by beating up on the single fathers. It's like, what can we do to prevent the singleness? And we're going to talk about one of those options tonight later on in the show, polygamy. We're going to explore that a little bit. You're going to see what I think and what I feel about that in a minute. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're going to get into our next hot topic. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Loving you has always been easy because it's true. Yeah, yeah. I would not believe if someone would have told me you would come along. Oh, to reveal my soul, cause I was so in love, my heart had grown cold, so cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. I don't arrive what I feel for you. But that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Oh yeah, yeah. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful, more than you'll ever know. We got the chemistry, go together like love sex. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I felt it so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you, love. But that oh God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. Oh, easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. Easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy. So easy to love. Easy to love. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, yeah. It's what I search my life.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, you know what, y'all? Didn't nobody want to talk to me tonight. They don't even want to mess with me tonight. So guess what? I'm riding solo right now. And listen, as you can see from the first hot topic, the gloves are off. I'm talking, I'm saying whatever it is that my heart desires, you all. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, listen, our next hot topic, speaking on kids and young adults. Listen, you have a young adult. Should you charge them rent? If your kid, they've graduated from high school, now they're living at home with you, should you charge them rent? And if so, what is an appropriate amount of money to charge them for rent, and how long does that work out? Hey, Michael, you're saying, oh, I hope to see you too. You've been working. Henry, you're saying, I'm glad my parents always told me the truth about how the world works. Most parents don't talk to their kids honestly because it's going to come with questions that they don't want to answer, so they avoid talking. Hey, E, how you doing? Hey, Toy, how you doing? So, guys, listen, charging your kids. Do you charge them rent? Once they've graduated from high school, they start smelling their stuff. They think they grown. Now, listen, the old folks, they always told me when you grown, you got your own. So that's what I kind of, imply with my son. So should you charge your young adult rent? Should you charge your child rent? Now, as for me, I personally don't charge my son rent. And here's why. Because I want him to stack and save his money. Because when you go, you're gone. Like, I'm downsizing. It's just gonna be room for me and my puppy if I get a puppy, but it's just gonna be room for just what my family of one has going on. So that's why I don't. However, he does pay his own way as far as his cell phone, all this things that he takes care of himself, buys his grocery, all of that. He does all of that. But as far as charging an amount for rent, I don't do that because I'm like, I've always like I kind of felt like it was counterproductive because it's like, do you want them to hurry up and go? Or, do you need like help with the bills? Now, if you're in a situation where you need help that extra because you have a big family, then I can see that's what I can see how some parents may charge the kids rent because listen, it's a big household. We got 7 people in here, running lights and eating food and all this and that. And, it's a lot going on financially. So I can understand why a parent would charge their kids rent, but I personally don't. Henry says, yes, you should charge rent. The amount depends on their income. Toy, you're saying you should charge them if they are still living with you at 21. Michael, he's saying, yes, a grown child should pay rent. I do use what you are saying about letting him stack his money. He said, Michael saying, yes, I do see what you're saying and let him stack his money. Got it. So again, with it being and I get that and I can understand that, no rebuttals with that. Again, like I said, with our family size, plus he lives, on campus, 75% of the time, but he will kick in and pay a bill, a light bill or a gas bill or something like that. I told him, listen, I'm not charging you anything, but I'm like, listen, you get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and be burning my house up, listen, that gas ain't free. These lights ain't free. So, things like that. But for the most part, I want you to stack. I want you to have a nice nesting egg. So when you go, he will be self-sufficient. And that's the thing, definitely also have a conversation with them about credit. Guys, it's so important because sometimes some of us we kick these babies out. And because I still call them babies. You 18 to 21, 25, you ain't, life ain't really smacked you upside the head yet, so you really still just trying to feel your way out. So talk to them about credit, about co-signing, about, interest rates, about paying their credit on time, too much credit, not enough credit. Definitely have that conversation with them and teach them. It's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing thing that needs to be taught because again, a lot of times we're so unprepared when we leave home. A lot of kids, they're put out at 18. Oh, you 18 now. I had people, when my son turned 18. Oh, you grown now. You grown now. You can do what you want to do. If you want to live to see 18.1 days, you better not listen to these folks because you have a crazy mother that do not even play those type of games. That's the first thing. And the second thing is just because you're 18, what does that mean? Because 18 means what? Oh, we can do what exactly can you do at 18? Besides be responsible for your own self. And with that being said, you're responsible for your finances and everything that concerns you from here on out. You are responsible for that. But you got to teach them. You can't just throw them out there and expect for them to swim. You throwing them out in the world, they don't know nothing about FICA. They don't know nothing about it. The three credit bureaus, nothing about it because a lot of times we're not having these conversations. So, guys, we got to have these conversations with them. We can't just be like, gimme, 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 and we're not teaching them. Henry, you're saying I was taught it costs to live, and if the goal is for them to stack money, if that's the goal, that their finances should be monitored to ensure that they are doing that. Absolutely, I totally agree. You saying financial literacy is key to a success as an adult. It is, and it's a huge thing that we as Black people miss. Oh my God, we're so used to spending. We will spend going buying the most expensive shoes and cars and just everything trying to keep up with everybody else. And you don't have 2 dimes. You don't even have enough to buy a Snicker. And but you looking good though. You're looking real good, but you can't even afford your lifestyle. So let's definitely do better than that. We got to teach our kids to be better stewards of their money. And again, help them build their good credit. Help them build good credit. You got to teach them so that they can know that when they, grow up and get out of your house, they won't have to pay an extremely high interest rate. Guys, we have a caller. Hey, caller, you're on the line. State your name and where you're calling from.
It's E from my car.
Hey, E.
Hey, I did want to hitting on the topic about charging your child rent. I did charge my children rent when they started working and came back home. I charged them. I charged my son. What was it? $60 a month, a week. Because I'm like, okay, let me teach you, because you don't eat for free. When you leave this house, you have to be able to pay your own bills and stuff and be able to understand that everything costs or whatever. And then my daughter, when she was living there, I charged her, I think it was like $30 every pay period because she got paid twice a week because that's, I knew that's what she could afford to pay basically. And I told them the good thing is you all have no responsibilities as far as no children. When you do leave here, the only mouth that you have to feed is your own.
And that is so key. Oh my God. I told my son, I said, because he's 22. I told him, I'm saying at 22, I had my own, because I had my own place. So I'm like, I had my own place. I had my own baby that wasn't going anywhere. I had daycare, all these extra expenses and things like that. And I'm just like, oh my God, like it was definitely an adjustment, to make. So it's like, this is my first time really getting, the feeling of spending my money on me. You know how it was when he left the house. I'm like, oh my God, I got $5. I got some, I'm like, I didn't know what to do because I had been so used to all of my money being, spent on my son. But now he takes care of himself. And like I said, I don't charge him rent, but I do know that when he's ready to go, he's gonna be okay. And guess what? He won't be coming back. Now I'm gonna tell y'all the secret now. It won't be just because it's the finances. He's not probably gonna be coming back because he thinks something wrong with me, so y'all keep that brother lifted because y'all know he's real judgmental and everything. Y'all know he really hard on me. So,
But it's also important, like you stated earlier, to teach them finances. You have to teach your children finances, the banking, credit, all of that. Because, a lot of times we will charge our children rent, those who do, and not teach them, okay, this is what you need to have, this is what your credit score should look like, the importance of a credit score, the importance of money in your bank account, the importance of money into a savings account,
Right.
the importance of investment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All of those things, because me teaching my son, okay, well, yeah, you need to pay your bills. Okay, that's fine and dandy. So he goes out there, he gets someplace to pay his bills, and then come at the end of the week or 2 weeks after, whenever he gets paid, and you have no money, and you don't understand why you have no money, is because you then I missed the ball on teaching you how to save or whatever, or I missed the ball on, or if you go purchase a big ticket item for no reason,
right?
And now you miss some payments, and then they come and snatch whatever item that you decided to purchase. Then I missed the ball on teaching you about this, and this is called the repo man, and this is called your credit, and this is what happens when you miss your payments, and blah blah blah. So, but it's so much information to prepare them, but you can prepare your child. You don't have to start when they turn 18.
Right.
You have all these years to teach them about these things, and children are sponges. They will absorb it if they see you practicing. If you show your child how to pay a bill, if you go ahead and let them, before, we could walk up into the light company or the gas place, whatever, and pay the bill in person. But now everything is more so online. But if you show them how to pay this online and let them see that, okay, this is important, I have to pay this, they'll get in the habit of doing the same thing.
Absolutely. They definitely will. And they're definitely paying attention to how you're living and what you're doing. So like growing up, when my son was coming up, I did my best to, not to be a label whore. Because you want to buy them nice things, especially it's just one. Listen, go sport. So I definitely did my best to try to make sure that he was well rounded. And now that he's an adult now, I can see where I'm like, yeah, I did this. And then the other times is like, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm about to go to jail because I'm about to choke this man right here. I don't care how tall he is, so you get to reap the benefits. And then, at other times, I'm just like, man, are you sure that this is my son? But for the most part, it definitely balances out. But back to what you were saying, as far as like with the credit, I talked to him about interest rate. You get so excited. Some people get so excited because I told them, I know when I got my first credit card, being at college, they, send you to all these little seminars and all this other bull junkie, and I went to everything, and I was listening as much as I could receive at that time. And, I got it. But guess what? No. I forgot about everything. I forgot everything I learned in those seminars once they started sending me all these credit cards. And I'm like, oh my God, I can just swipe it. And like, I'm not forgetting that the bill is coming. But that was me. And I had to learn that. But because they didn't break it down in a way where, I can understand, you understood the ramifications. They talked to you in the politically correct way. Listen, I broke this bull junk down for this brother. I said, listen, if you spend $20, listen, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be paying them about $25, $27. That's called interest rate. That's $7. So you need to think long and hard. Do you want to give them $27 back for $20? So you got to think long and hard. And you got to understand, if you spend too much, your credit can be jacked up, but that's when we started. Now he got it, he got in there, he got credit, they all do what they gonna do, whatever. But he had to get his feet wet. And now once he got them bills, he's like, well, I only spent $100. Well, why do I have to pay them $175? Interest, my dear. But remember, we talked about that. And it's like, once he saw it, he's been right ever since. So it's just like, now he's like a credit hoarder. Like he makes sure that his credit is on point, and, he's just doing the right things. And I often say, you know what? Ted, he ain't nothing like me. I'm like, whoa, I was kind of a loose cannon. I was like, woo,
when they gave me my first credit card, and I didn't know anything about credit. I just knew that I had a credit card. Oh my God. I think I had like a $5,000 limit. I was like, I 19 or something.
Man,
18,
see what I'm saying?
and I lost all the mine I possessed.
Let me tell you, you just like, woo! Like, find that.
Like, swipe it. Here you go, charges. Swipe it, you know. What's that little game? Kick it, slap it. So I was
Right. I'm like,
doing
listen,
every little thing possible.
they swiped that card so much until you heard that. Then you know when you hear that sound back in the day, that you know it used to decline all loud and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just subtly, you know, they just return it to you.
They gave me at 18. They gave me, I want to say, 6 credit cards. I had Masters. Oh my goodness, Visa. It was like Capital One was distorted. I had a Capital One Master.
You know, Capital One was pimping. Capital One was pimping everybody.
I had so many of them, and then just crazy money and just charging like crazy, not being responsible and not knowing, because especially when you're fresh out of the military and they give you money, it's like being in college student. You're fresh in the military, a freshman in college. They're going to give you whatever because they know that, hey, you're about to jack up your credit and we need that little money because you're not going to be responsible.
Now we got Henry. So Henry, he's saying that $100 a month invested from age 22 to 67 at 12% annual return is $2.1 million by the age of 62. Listen, that is some knowledge that definitely needs to be shared, Henry. So definitely thank you so much. And Dre, he's saying it declined. I know, right, Dre? Listen, let me tell you, that's back in the day. Man, I'm telling you, I swiped them cards, you know, the machine used to shake. You like, wait a minute. One time I saw smoke. I'm like, oh, shoot, let me get out. That's because I had burnt, those cards had been burnt to the limit. Now they do it nicely. So I'm like, you people now, they just give your card back. And don't listen, if they give your card back, don't ask them no questions. You already know why they're giving it back. Don't get no explanations needed and all this and that. Just take the card, and thank them for their time, and just walk out with whatever kind, the rest of your dignity. But guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have our guest here. So we're going to listen to his new music. It's called Not Innocent. And we are going to talk to Chicago up-and-coming artist, Bad Boy. Now, listen, I'm going to have to ask him. About that name. He don't want Auntie Jay for to get with him. Guys, you're listening to the J Spot, where you are strengthening relationships and families. We are one conversation at a time. Thank you, guys.
I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on it. Hey, I don't trust nobody, so my finger on the trigger. I'ma think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer. Hey, lately I've been on a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on it. Hey, I don't trust nobody, so my finger on the trigger. I'ma think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer. When I die, they gon' label me the great. That's my brother. When he died, I put that food up on his plate. I pray for some better days. My 40's tucked up in my brace. I've been doing a lot of sliding, so I'm trapped up in the streets. Out in Boston, selling beans. About my money, gon' count my green. Like so, we on better things. The travelers gon' join the team. My love check, he get anything. Look up, just know that I love you. I put you for anything. Busy ain't got the time for so many things. Hello, welcome home, big bro. You know we know to get some cake. Fat man holding down, he love my sister, that's okay with me. I just off my granny, we gon' meet up at some happy days. Since me and Wu locked in, all these wanna part of me. Lately I've been on a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on it. Hey, I don't trust nobody, so my finger on the trigger. Hey, I'ma think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer. On a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on it. Hey, nobody saw my finger on the trigger. Hey, I'm innocent, but her son is a killer.
Share, and I'll talk about my son judgment. So. Guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Jay. Welcome back to the J Spot. Listen, guys, E will be joining us shortly after this break, but we have an in-studio guest with us on tonight. We have Bad Boy VT. How you doing, Bad Boy?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed.
Good. Let's make sure they can speak into the mic, make sure everybody can hear you. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Guys, listen, do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. So, Bad Boy, tell me about your name, because I said that sounds like a name that you was about 2 or 3 years old, was always getting into some stuff, and they like, you know what, we're not even gonna call him his name. Bad Boy, come on over here. Bring your bad butt. Change.
No, for real though, that was my cousin name. He was a professional boxer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got killed, so I just used his name.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Okay,
so it's a meaning behind it. It's definitely. I ain't no bad boy.
You ain't no okay, because I'm like, I say he remind me of nephew. Like, I got to ask about this name. But do me a favor, tell us about your project that you're working on. What you got going on?
I got a few singles coming out. Working on a few videos. I'm finna be on Power 92.3, Real Star, Say Cheese. I got a few things coming up.
Okay, so how can people follow you on social media?
You can look me up Instagram at BadBoyVT34. The same thing on all Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat.
Okay, so now how long have you been rapping?
Since like 2015.
Okay.
But I just started taking it serious though, like 3 months ago.
What made you take it serious?
Once I got out of prison and lost my granny and was seeing everything, I had to change the things I was doing. So
okay, but listen, that's definitely good to have some inspiration behind that. But let me ask you about what inspired your project. What inspired this project?
What really inspired it is I wanted my mama to understand that the things that I did, I had to, but that ain't the person that I really is. So I just put everything I want a person to hear into my music.
I cannot. Let me tell you, as a mother, we don't understand. We don't understand. We want what's best, but we don't understand at all.
She's starting to understand though.
Is she?
She ain't got no other choice but to, because I'm the man.
Okay. Listen, we gonna go ahead and raise an offering, because he just got told me he a man, and I felt this stretch mark. Listen, let me tell you something. But with everything that's going on, like in society, with the social unrest and all these race wars and all this stuff with the police, what word of advice and encouragement would you give to another young Black brother that's coming up? What word of advice would you give?
I say, to be honest, don't focus on nothing that you can't control. Don't focus on nothing that ain't got nothing to do with you, because it's all a distraction from what you got to do for yourself.
Okay. Good advice. Now, listen, who are some of the people that inspired you to rap? Who are some of your inspirations?
I don't really got no inspirations when it comes to the music, but I'm starting to just pay attention to everybody now. Lil Baby, Polo G, like the people in the younger generation, Lil Durk, like the people that I could relate to more.
Now, I'm almost a senior citizen, so you done said some names that I'm really not familiar with. So, you got, I'm like, okay.
Them the inspirations. Other than that, I can't look up to nobody else that I ain't watching.
Now, do you listen to old school music? Did your mother listen to old school music?
Yes, she did, but I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
It was, so when you got...
I always felt neglected, so I always did my own thing,
Oh, really? So how does that play a part in how you write your music?
It do.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So now, what word would you tell someone that is feeling neglected and they're feeling like, man, you know what? Everything is against me. Everybody is against me. What would you say to encourage that young boy or that young girl that's feeling how you felt?
I mean, All I can say is just stay focused, focus on yourself. Don't give up. It's a bigger picture. We all got hope. If things ain't going right and somebody not understanding you, just get to yourself. Self space is everything.
And you gotta sometimes you gotta make people understand. And this is what I learned. Like your vision and your dream is your vision and your dream. Everybody can't
For
see
sure.
because it's your
It's
dream.
your dream.
You sleeping, nobody else is in your head, so nobody can see it. So it's like sometimes we gotta stop trying to make people see it,
And just
and we
do
gotta
it.
do it.
Just do it.
You gotta do it.
That's why I say at this point, my mama, she ain't got no other choice but to understand now.
Now, do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got a big sister, big brother, and two little brothers.
Okay. So now looking back, are there any artists that you want to do some collaborations with, or are you already working with the people that you want to work with?
I'm working with a few people, but as far as the industry, when I get there, I'll collab with. I'm open to collab, but as far as right now, I collab with the people that need it the most.
So tell people how they can grab a copy of your single that we just played during the break, and that was Not Innocent, and also how they can follow you on social media.
I got a new Bad Boy VT, Not Innocent, on Spotify, everywhere on all music platforms.
And guys, we'll definitely have his information. It's already posted. He has already posted his information in the comment section. So definitely do me a favor, go to his page, Bad Boy VT, and like his page on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as you're on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
You on Snapchat?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. I'm not on Snapchat, but he on Snapchat. So that's who we talking. Let me tell you. I told you, listen, okay. I'm a senior citizen, so all of this snapping and tick, I'm like, look, every time I turn around, I'm like, it's something new. I can't keep up.
With my social media, I'm really just tuning into it. I'm the type of person I don't even like social media.
You don't?
But I'm just starting to create everything
Okay.
for my music.
Okay. So I need you to definitely make sure that you just stay focused and just keep grinding. It's your dream. It's for you, nobody else.
For sure. But my main purpose is I'm put on this earth. Put on this earth to serve a purpose to other people. So that's what I'm here to do.
And you got to remember that, because it's definitely going to be some highs and some lows. It's not going to be easy. Listen, people think, and at the end of the day, it's you. You have to invest in yourself. You can't worry about what nobody else is doing. Oh, they getting it. I'm better than. Listen, because that's a distraction. Like you said earlier, that's a distraction because we're worried about what somebody else is doing. This is me right here. Just got the guy. I got to guide my car.
He can have 100,000 and I can have 10,000. I'm gonna spend that 10,000 on the right things, and he gonna spend 100,000 on the wrong things.
And you know what? And you definitely said something so key. 10,000 and 100,000. Invest. Get you some property. Listen, because when it's times is hard like this, you done bought them cars, them 100, 200,000, $300,000 cars. You have given those folks. I see some videos. I don't know who my son comes showing me all these people. Oh, he just done dropped 500,000 for this kind of car. You just gave him $500,000 for a car. You could have got you a couple of. That car is now probably, if you lucky, worth 300,000 when you're driving off the lots. It just like when you're investing in property, you definitely.
But you tell those who want to, you tell people, right? And if they listen, they listen.
They listen, absolutely.
But if they don't, you just do what you do.
I totally agree, because again, we live in a society where everything. I kind of said it earlier, like we're label whores. Like everything, every week we gotta have the label, latest this. Listen, I got like $2. I don't have. Listen, I'm these labels. Man, unless you paying me, I'm sorry. I'm not.
The same. Look, a lot of people rap to do the things I'm doing, and that's get money and live life. Like I'm doing that without a label, and I'm gonna continue doing it without a label.
So now you're an independent artist.
Yeah, I'm independent.
Good. Definitely.
I'm independent. I'm stay independent. It's like I can't feed the next family before I feed my own.
Absolutely, and that's a great way to look at it. Well, again, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you and how they can grab a copy of your song, Not Innocent.
You could grab my song "Not Innocent" on all platforms. Follow me on Instagram, BadBoyVT at 34.
Guys, again, we're going to have his information posted on our page at the J Spot, also on Twitter at J Spot, also on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled
You look real
J.
nice too.
Thank you. Don't say that because you got these folks talking about me in the feed, talking
You
about
look
some.
real young.
I'm gonna be a cougar. They said, they up in here talking about me. Y'all knock it off up in here. Y'all know I know how to act when we have company. We have company, so I'm on my best behavior. You guys cut it out, okay? Stop it up in here, because my son. Y'all, he got me blushing up in here, okay? But guys, listen, we're gonna take a short musical break, and when we return, we're gonna get into our next hot topic. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Lately I've been on a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on me. Hey, I don't trust nobody, so my finger on the trigger. Mama think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer. Hey, lately I've been on a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on me. Hey, I don't trust nobody, so my finger on the trigger. Mama think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer. When I die, they gon' label me the great. That's my brother. When he died, I put that food up on his plate. I pray for some better days. My 40s tucked up in my brace. I've been doing a lot of sliding, so I'm trapped up in the streets. Out in Boston, selling beans. About my money, gon' count my green. Like so, we on better things. The travelers gon' join the team. My love check, he get anything. Look, just know that I love you. I put you for anything. Busy, ain't got the time for so many things. Hello, welcome home, big bro. You know we know to get some cake. Fat man holds it down, he love my sister, that's okay with me. I tell all my granny, we gon' meet up at some happy days. Since me and Wu locked in, all these dogs want a part of me. Lately I've been on a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on it. Hey, I don't trust nobody, so my finger on the trigger. Hey, mama think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer. On a mission, I've been trying to get it, but the demons from my past, they keep on pulling on it. Hey, nobody saw my finger on the trigger. Hey, think I'm innocent, but her son is a killer.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, it's me. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, we had a guest the last segment. We had Bad Boy. Definitely go to his page, like his page on Facebook as well as on Twitter, Instagram. He even on Snapchat, y'all. So follow him on all social media platforms, and you can pick up a copy of his song, Not Innocent. He said it's on all streams and sites where you download and stream your music. So, guys, listen, our next hot topic, okay? We've been on a roll tonight. So, listen, see, we've been deep tonight, but now I'm about to get a little messy. How would you feel? Would you allow your adult son or daughter to date one of your friends? So, you're in the 30 plus age range. And you got a younger dog, 18, 21, they grown. Would you be okay with them dating one of your friends? Would you be okay with one of your friends dating your child, your young adult? Would you be okay? Would you be okay with them dating? I I would not be okay with somebody, one of my friends dating or talking to my son. I would be absolutely mortified if one of my girlfriends took a romantic interest in my son. I mean, I would be livid. I'm not going to even lie. I would be livid. Especially if it's been somebody that's been there through the ranks and we've, you know, you've come up with me, and our kids have grown up. Listen, Stella, don't get your groove back this way. Go get your groove back some other place, but not with my son. And now I know y'all saying, Jay, but they grown. They grown. Grown folks can do. Listen, well, 18, you listen, you still got, coal and all this other stuff, snot between your eyes and your nose. And so just because you 18 don't mean that you in position to make those kind of, life-changing decisions. Stick with somebody that's in your own age range, because if you're young and you're dating out of your age range, so I was growing up, I was told that don't you go messing with these old men. They'll drain your youth. They'll have you looking old. I didn't want to look old, so I didn't want. So let me be honest. Okay, they were a little sweet on, buying you stuff and giving you money, and so that type of thing, I'm not gonna lie, I did get involved in it because it was just so easy to have older sponsors. But and I don't know if that's the right word to use, call them something else, but this on iHeartRadio, so I gotta clean the word up. But back then, it wasn't anything serious. It's like we were not dating, we were not in a relationship. If you wanted to buy me something because you thought we were gonna get together, you thought that you had a young sucker or something, then okay, oh man, that's on you. But I'm like, I always thought, I'm like, listen, you old geezer, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Because yes, at 35, 35 is a geezer if you're dealing with somebody that's 20 or 21. So yes, you are in geezer status. Let me just say, if you 20, the person is 20 and you 35, you're a geezer. Now you're not a geezer if you're in your age range, you're 30, y'all in the same age range. But the moment you go lower and you start getting into the realm of them just getting out of high school or their first year college, come on. What do you have in common with somebody? What does a 30 plus year old woman has in common with an 18-year-old that has no responsibility? And maybe, listen, I get it. Maybe it's just the sex. You want to teach them some, turn them out, flip them upside. Maybe that could be the case. All I'm saying is you're not going to do that with mine. Now, I know you're saying, oh, you can't tell nobody what to do. And this, listen, that brother that I gave birth to, I always tell him, and he knows. I tell him he's the baby cub, and he's not a baby anymore. He always tell me, just like this young man told me, I'm a man. Yeah, that may be the case. You may be a man. And I respect your manhood. I respect it. But just understand that your mother is the big black grizzly bear. Them big black bears that you don't want to see coming. That's what a mother is. So you definitely don't want to see the big black grizzly bear coming, because guess what? They're coming for you. They're not coming to shake your hand. They're not coming to say hi. They are coming for you. Toy, you're saying, no, I wouldn't be okay. That mother, that big, listen, because again, they're already going through a whole lot. Their hormones are crazy. They think they know everything, just all sorts of things that are going on that is just so far from the truth. So you got to let them figure that out with somebody their age. All you can do as an older person is teach them. Teach them. You trying to tell them what to do because they're so young. You know that they're not making the right decision. So basically, you're just being another parent for them, in a sense, with the exception of, okay, you may be doing something with them. Oh God, oh Lord, don't be touching my son. You doing something with them sexually. Now, now you got them nose wide open. They can't see straight. They can't think straight. They losing respect for those around them, their parents, and everybody that's trying to tell them the right thing because they stuck on your funky behind. So I'm saying I would have a problem if somebody, one of my friends or anybody in my circle, was talking to my son. And I definitely would not want to talk to somebody that, one of my girlfriend's sons. I'm like, I've seen you grow up, through the ranks. I'm like, I consider, you my nephew, this my sister, this my girlfriend. I'm not looking at your kids, like that, even though again, they gonna put them chests out and let you, I'm grown. Oh, whatever. You grown until you get into some trouble, then you calling your mama. So that's how grown we be. We grown till we get into some trouble. So I personally would not want anybody, one of my friends messing around with my son. So you guys, if y'all, got y'all eye on one of y'all friends, sons or daughters, cut that ish out. It's just not cute because you got to remember, what if it was your child and one of your friends was checking your children out? How would you feel? Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're going to get into our next hot topic. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time. I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. You don't ever wanna spend some time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body's calling. I got downtime. This could be so perfect for one hell of a night. Think you got a secret ease, any cold in my cup. I just wanna slow this on you, baby. We can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone 'cause I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind. Fantasizing, thinking about you. Anticipating it's about to go down. Don't leave me waiting for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone 'cause I get so. I get so. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time. On IntellectualRadio.com, we are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, Sizzling, Sexy, Simply E. You see, we have to, it's this COVID bull. This bullshit going on. So we have to follow, proper protocol. Look, we have to follow proper.
Why are you sniffling, Mr. Winfrey?
Protocol. He got the heebie-jeebies over there. I told him over there. But guys, sitting next to Sizzling, Sexy, Simply E, we have our guest. You guys, listen. He's hanging out with us for the duration of the show. Oh, this is going to be good. Now I'm not even prepared to be I'm not prepared to be professional past this point because I felt like I got the professionalism out. Now the topic that we're gonna be talking about in a little bit, I wasn't prepared. So just know, mom, but my son So y'all may want to log off right now because it's probably not going. It's gonna be going down.
For sure, log off.
But do me a favor, tell everybody again who you are and how they can get in contact with you.
Bad Boy VT. You can follow me on Instagram, Bad Boy VT at 34.
And tell them about your upcoming performance.
I got an upcoming performance in Indiana, October 3rd. Produced by Power 290.3.
92.3.
Yeah, and I got a single out on all music platforms. Bad Boy VT, Not Innocent.
Not Innocent. And guys, again, we have this information posted on our page. So again, be sure to follow him and also like and follow us at the J Spot on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot and also on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now listen, everybody, they've been trying to figure out what was going on with you.
I had to take my son to the doctor because he plays ball, and earlier this summer he had a concussion. He was playing ball and wind up, somebody fake left or something. I don't know the lingo. And so when he fell back, slammed his head on the floor of the basketball gym area. I don't know what that's called either because I don't play basketball. And he was knocked out. They rushed him to one hospital, and then they took him down to X-ray. Then they had to rush him all the way to Indianapolis. All this time, mind you, Indianapolis from where I live at is a 2.5-hour ride. He was still unconscious and stuff. But overall, my son is fine. He's much better now. So we had to get an okay from the neurologist to say that he can play ball again. So that's what took me so long. I was getting the okay from the neurologist.
Okay, well, that is good. I'm glad that he's okay. And guys, listen, you guys, I promise you, I strive to do the right thing on a daily basis. But I'm gonna tell you, this bull junk right here is what makes me struggle. So this is being allegedly, I gotta say alleged because this is coming from our sources on our social media platform. So I don't even know if it's true, but allegedly, and we're going to ask this question. So it's been alleged that Tracy Morgan and his wife are divorcing. And she wants half of his $90 million lawsuit from the accident that he almost died in. So this Miss Lady, what's wrong with you?
Gosh, she was there supporting him through all that thick and thin. So and she probably helped him with his little story.
Say something?
Yes, you can.
That should have been her in the accident.
Well, no, why would you say that?
Why would she say that to the judge?
Man,
I'll wait. Half of that. Include that.
Why would she say that to the
judge? And the house. She wants the $14 million house and half of.
See, that's crazy.
So they've been, so he's 51 and she's 33. And they've been, this goes back to that bull junk that I was talking about earlier. Now, listen, Tracy. I'm glad that everything is all right. But 33 and 51, what they got to do with it?
That's one.
But see, she was in her 20s when they got married.
That's cool. He taught her the rope. She knows really well.
Yeah, yes, she does. And she's gonna rope him out. She's gonna rope him out that $45 million half in that house.
Because who you think was there to take care of him when he was all crumbled to pieces? She was.
She probably was.
He probably was bitter. Exactly. So then, in their divorce, because he required that money during the marriage, not after the marriage. I can feel it was after.
You get paid to take care of me or something.
Yes, I get a check for you, babe. Yes, I love you. Yes, because I'm gonna go right down and listen. Everything is real. I love you. And then you're gonna say, baby, go get that check because the state gonna give
that's why I don't keep no one female. I got multiple.
See, he with that polyam.
No, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit because that's some bull junk right there. That ain't polyam. That ain't polygamy.
Attitude, you can't have nobody with that.
Yes, attitude. You can. No, because if I'm injured, then and I want you to take care of me. Yes, but if there's a way where you can make some money, because mind you, I gotta be off of work, so it's got to be some type of income coming in. So and a settlement, take care of you regardless. But anyway. A lawsuit, it takes time. So. I need to get something in the deal. I mean, seriously.
If you my wife?
Yes, baby. It's okay. I expect the same thing for you. If I get injured, sweetie, huh?
You ain't got to look. But look, you ain't even going to have to ask me to give you none anyways. But if you just,
I
So
don't
like
have
you
to.
obligated to something? Oh hell.
No, I mean, why not?
No,
We
you're
obligated
not
because we
obligated.
married. We're
No,
together. We a couple.
look, that's
You was
why.
my
Look,
man.
thank you for making sure I don't get married.
You get
See,
married.
but
And guess who
see,
you get
no.
married
Now
to?
let me say this. What has to happen is, I mean, I think that especially, and this is a great business tip, and this is a great scenario because with you coming up and they gonna be on you, prenup,
Yes,
prenup,
prenup is
prenup, and I think we oftentimes people deal with people that don't have nothing to lose. So it's just like, what did she bring to the table? Now, me,
For sure.
well,
She
unfortunately,
was there to support him.
I would not, in good conscience. I'm not trying to take $45 million from you, unless. Now, I'm gonna say this: if he was foul, if he was cheating and all this other,
For sure. See, you the one for me.
See now, I'm gonna have to.
Hustle man probably was cheating.
I'm gonna have to get you. But if we just, what people like to say now is, oh, we grew apart, which I don't even believe in that. But that's what people say today. Yeah. I don't believe in growing apart. But if it was something like that and it was definitely amicable, then I don't want half of your money. Just make sure I'm cool. Make sure I can live how I'm living.
For sure.
If you think you gonna take that money and take care of somebody else, and I took care of your raggedy behind and you cheating, now
see, look,
all
that's
barrels
more like
off.
it. See, I'm taking you on a date for that. Whatever you want to go. Let's go get on the helicopter. We can do whatever.
I can't get on
do something real fancy.
Listen, look, I'm telling you, all bets are off. Like if you listen, you and somebody else, listen. Listen, we unleashing all the pits. Everything is coming out.
Look, what happened to Mary J? Mary J done took care of this man and his child. And his chick. And the judge, she had to give him half of her money.
That's why you can't focus on their relationship. You gotta focus on your own and build what you want. If somebody ain't there for you the way you want them to be there for you, don't deal with them.
You right. That's why. Listen, baby, when we get married, we'll get married next week.
No, we ain't getting married.
When Mary J. Blige, she dealt with somebody. First of all, she was tired of being single and all this.
By Casey and Joe showing up.
No, she wasn't always the victim. Casey. That was mutual mortal combat. That was mutual combat. That's why didn't nobody go to jail. That was them. They said them brawls was mutual.
It was a whole younger version of Ike and Tina.
No, they weren't Ike and Tina.
They was worse, huh?
No, because she wasn't really. Tina didn't really fight back.
She didn't fight back to the end. She got tired.
Like, listen, one day he win, next day she win. I guess it just depends on where the sun and the moon, where the things was orbiting, that's who would win. But it's just so crazy because with Mary J. Blige, I felt bad for her because, he stated, it's like, you have to give this money for him to maintain a lifestyle. He was a bum.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay. He cheated, whatever. There's no proof that Tracy Morgan's wife cheated on him. There's no proof of all that. She wanted the money from the accident because you don't know especially when it comes to accidents. Like when my son had that concussion, he was that first little week, he was so angry. And my son is a happy-go-lucky person. But for him to be angry like that because, his mind was shooken up, whatever. I was like, oh my God, please let him come back to how he was.
Right.
So especially if he was a near death. And we've all, or some of us have watched that movie, the Tyler Perry movie, when she was Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and the husband got into a bad accident or whatever it was, got shot or whatever, and so she had to take care of him, and he was so. And in the beginning, he was terrible to her, but she still took care of him, and she could have killed him because she was mean to him during the caring process. But still, he deserved all of that stuff. So if this person has been in this accident, near death, he's been broken all up, the whole nine, and she's got to take care of this man, wipe his behind. When the nurses go away, you got to coddle him and stroke his ego because this is your husband, this is your man.
Look, that's something you choose to do. Why do everything have to be about money though? It shouldn't have to be about money.
They chose divorce.
the money shouldn't even be the problem. It would have loved that in the situation.
Yeah. Now, see, in that situation again, where is some cheating involved, like
That's what I'm saying. What was
I
it
don't
like?
condone. I'm like, I don't care what happens to your finances. They can take it all as far as I care.
For
It's
sure.
for some cheating. Cheating is
But
involved.
all of that money was acquired during their marriage.
But I'm pretty sure he would have gave her some money anyway.
He probably, but if she got to state it,
like I give you,
probably was like,
I'll give you some money. Like if I feel like you
Oh,
deserve it, you can have all of it. You can have the whole 50 million if I feel like that's what you deserve. If that's what you deserve, you can have it all. You know.
Well,
in that situation, you act like you trying to take it. You ain't getting shit.
And that's the
we
Intellectual
Radio. We have Toy. She's saying she was shooting in the gym, so she don't get a championship, which means she wasn't part of the accident. She don't get nothing from the accident. As his wife, it's for sickness and health. You don't benefit from the sickness because you were there for him. As his wife, that's what you were supposed to be. Absolutely, and that's kind of what you were saying, BT. That's what your job is. So it's like now you're charging me to have taken care
of the other half. We married. Okay, we
you
divorced.
single, ain't you? She's single, ain't she?
No, I'm not.
You ain't?
No, I'm not. And I stay in relationships.
So
I'm the one.
She's with a single.
Right, I'm the one that
she ain't single no more.
I stay solo. They don't want to keep me over. They keep me, over here. Just single and just like here she go again.
So I think you control your relationship.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I'm actually. I'm a sweetheart.
You control. You control it in some type of way. You got them in some type of way.
I'm a sweetheart.
Well, I would hope that if I was her, that somebody would take care of me from the goodness of their heart and not, if things later on went bad between us. For sure. Now I'm gonna take you for all you got.
But she probably asked for the divorce, because we don't know the whole thing. So she probably was like, I'm ready for a divorce. I'm tired of this. And he probably was like, I ain't gonna get you squat. And that's probably where she went in, and you only catching what she wants, half of his settlement.
But we aren't supposed to be getting into details. We're supposed to be getting into the situation because details don't make a difference.
But if you tell me,
because we don't know what happened.
That's still a lot of money.
We don't know what happened.
He got more money from his career. He's still getting more residuals from other movies and them tired jokes that he tell. He getting more. He's a little corny. So he's still getting money from all of that. So that chunk right there, you didn't earn it. I mean, you just said it.
So you think just because I put a ring on your finger and we divorced, you obligated to take half my money with you? Yeah. No.
That's what the courts say.
Right. So that's like,
you kept me at this certain lifestyle. So that's
ladies that think like that, please stay away from me. I'm not the one for you. I'm not the one.
And please just handle your business like if you are building a brand or you're building something, you have some type of business, make sure you are discussing the business aspect of the relationship because again, everybody's in love and
that's crazy. I'm feeling everything you're saying.
But you know what? But we forget about that business part, which will lead into our next hot topic. Talking about marriage, should marriage licenses be renewed every few years for couples?
No.
Every 5 years. So let's say, okay, we hitting 5 years. Okay, it's time for us to renew our marriage licenses, just like you renew your driver's licenses and all these other business licenses. Should your marriage license be renewed? Would you get married if you knew that you had to? Oh my God, it would be so many divorces and so many people would just be like, man, I'm gonna be free and they ain't gotta wait till the kids turn 18. They'll be like, I'm waiting till Junior turn 5 and we good. I'm going, wait a minute, what the devil? I don't think I would want to get married in a state where we had to renew our licenses. Because it's like once I get married, we there. You stuck with me to death do us part. Now listen, either you checking out or I'm checking out. One of us are gonna pour the dirt over the other, but that's the only way you getting rid of me. So yeah, that's just how it's gonna be.
So the only way to know like this person, you and this person got this bond for life, y'all gonna die together. The only way to know that is to be married.
Well, no, I don't want to die with you now. You can check out. I don't know
like you said, to death do your part, like till y'all gone. But
right, till one of us go. That's when we go.
you ain't got to be married to have that with somebody though. You know that?
That's that bull junk though.
You ain't got to be married to have that with somebody.
He into that's
Yeah, that's that bull junk, which would go. But now, so that leads into like so being married, and so the spouse died. Have you ever met somebody that you were in a relationship with somebody, and then their mate or their boyfriend, their girlfriend, or their husband, their wife, they died, and the person that's alive, you're the new person. Have you been jealous of a deceased person, like the love that this person has for the person that's deceased? Have you ever been in a situation like that? Have you guys ever heard of anything like that? Because people get jealous of the deceased person because of the love that the person still has for that person. I'm like, you need to be single still.
Hey, that's crazy. I just got out of a toxic relationship, something that I'd never do again in my life.
What happened?
But yeah, like I like my granny passed and she was like jealous, and my granny gone, like, and she was saying stuff. I'm like, no, you gotta go.
Oh yeah,
you gotta go, because that'll get different.
Yeah, you got a promising career, so we don't need
that'll get different.
We don't need no differences coming, this way. So we want to keep you focused because you going up, so you got a lot of things to work on. But I know somebody that, man, we were talking, and he just had this obsession over his dead ex. I mean, it was an obsession, like you could not utter a word against, now this has been years later, and he's still this way today. Now this has been, oh my God, my son, I don't know how, but this happened in like maybe 2000, maybe 2002 or something like that. So she's been deceased for quite some time, but he is still experiencing, relationships failing because of the deceased young lady. This has been years ago. You can't utter her name. I'm like, he has a shrine, which he doesn't call it a shrine, but it's a shrine in every place that he's lived. And, we're really good friends. So, trust me, I done got cussed out many a times over, asking, and we're not even together. I've gotten cussed out. It's been years he wouldn't talk to me because I'm just like, okay, I go to his house and I'm like, don't tell me you get out my. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm sending you home. I ain't even got my question out, but he already know
because you're gonna take his shrine to his beautiful deceased wife, fiance, or whatever she was. Girlfriend.
And it's crazy, but it's like, so he was telling me he has a girlfriend now, and he's like, she's getting mad because he won't let her go into the room where he got all of the girl. I said, okay, so you must not. I'm like, you must be ready to fight with somebody because, you calling me to ask me. You already know how I feel about the situation. I'm like, no woman has to respect your ex. Nobody is talking bad about his ex.
You ain't even have to give him that much energy. You should say, okay, you right, and never seen him again.
But we that's my friend though, so right. I gotta tell him when he wrong.
But tell him he wrong, holding you back from doing what you need to do. Though. No. You know that, right? It will pull you back if you keep trying to tell somebody what's wrong. No. It will pull you back in some ways.
You know what? No, really, it doesn't, because it's like sometimes you need a real friend to tell you the truth. But some people not gonna tell you the truth, especially if you got a little something. Everybody gonna be patting you up. Like when you gonna see when you start coming up the ranks and you doing crazy stuff, you need somebody in your corner to say, "Hey, turn your lights on."
For sure.
What's wrong with you? That's who I am.
For sure.
That's the person I am. Look, turn your lights on.
That's who I am too. But if you grown and you old enough to know what you're doing, like, I ain't got to keep telling you.
This is true, but sometimes we get blinded by all of the fra, and we need somebody. Everybody needs somebody to keep them grounded, but it got to be the right person, because some people have yes people. Everybody going, yes, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. No, you ain't supposed. You grown, yeah. but this is some stupid issue. Let me tell you, ain't nobody gonna tell
for
you, but I'm
sure.
telling
If
you.
you willing to, you gotta help me help you. If you willing to help yourself, then yeah, we can do it all until you get it, you know. But if you ain't trying to help yourself in the midst of it, then no.
Yeah,
I ain't doing it.
some people you just have to tell them, listen, turn your lights on. And then, like I say, I know, I don't spend too much time on it, but when you ask about it, then I'm going to speak about it. Listen, this is not healthy. No woman, because he asked me like, why are they getting mad? Because no woman has to accept that, especially if you guys are living together. This is your home, and you got a shrine of somebody else. And I'm sorry, you need to deal, and I told you need to deal with that. You need to deal with that. So yeah, listen, let's just make sure that we okay mentally and all this other bull junk before we start grabbing other people into the mix. Now, guys, listen, we're gonna transition.
This the time I've been waiting
Tonight,
for right here.
guys,
This is what I've really been waiting for.
we are talking about polygamy. Can it save Black families? I know it's really popular, in the European culture and things like that. But with the ratio of men, Black men and women, what is it? They're saying 4-1, 5-1. Can polygamy save Black families? Now, I thought this. When they say that the ratio is 5-1 and all this and that.
5 men to 1 woman.
Right, 5 men to 1 woman. I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing. That really doesn't, because you got to go through the process of elimination on those 5 guys. One of them probably ugly. The other one is a bum. The other one stinks. So really, it's just, you just need to meet that right one person. So ladies, don't faint. Don't get caught up in the statistics, and don't think that life is over because of those stats. Now, let's talk about what monogamy is, and then we'll get into what polygamy is. Monogamy, according to an online source, is the practice or state of being married to or having a sexual relationship with only one partner. One partner. Now, listen, this is just one. So that's monogamy. Now, polygamy is having a relationship with more than one partner. So, when you
said
think
that's
about
polygamy,
polygamy,
that's going to my
when
music.
when you think about polygamy, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of polygamy? If you want to say, go ahead.
Some type of sexual position.
What about you, E? When you think of polygamy, what comes to mind when you think of polygamy?
STDs. But seriously,
Wow.
when I think about polygamy, before I was cool with it, as long as you don't have to sleep, if I don't have to sleep with you. You can have 6 other wives. I'll watch the children. I'll cook.
But you want to get paid.
Yeah.
You in it for the money.
But you got
man.
all these. Listen, I done gave you 6 other coochies.
I get it though.
On the day of rest, I'll be number 7, so I'll rest.
Sure.
I'm rest for you.
For sure.
So I let you have all these others.
Right.
And then I got to.
So you just want to be part of the team. Just say that.
I'll be on the team.
Just say that's more like
but this
it.
is my position, so I don't want to change my position.
For sure, that's more like
so
it.
we can do this.
And if I accept it, I accept it.
Don't be like that. See, that's the.
So now listen. When you hear polygamy,
wait.
Many people.
Whoa. When you hear polygamy, what do you think?
Bull jump.
That's bull jump.
Well, she can't say the other word like you said earlier, so she got to say bull jump. Bull sugar honey iced tea.
That's exactly.
Why you ain't say what bull jump can mean anything?
Yeah, it don't mean nothing good. We got to, we have to be it for iHeartRadio. We have to censor our vocabulary and our language. So
we gonna get it.
We gonna see, because this is a good topic, and see, this is very intricate. So I want to explore the different aspects of it. So when you hear polygamy, many people jump straight to the sexual aspect of it. Polygamy is actually so much more bigger than that. And I found it fascinating. Okay, let me tell you, I found it fascinating. Polygamy, when it's done right, okay, when it's because there's a right way to do polygamy. When it's done correctly, it can actually benefit Black families. Polygamous families move as a unit. So they combine their income, they combine all the household responsibilities. They combine everything concerning the family. They combine the raising of the children. They combine everything.
For sure.
Polygamy reduces family expenses. Okay. It also provides the support that Black families need. It definitely. So when you think of it, again, it's so much more bigger than, oh, who's sleeping here? Who's sleeping? I'm getting to sleep this. Or da, 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 da. So it's so much bigger than that. Now, according to an online source, there are 30 to 50,000 people currently living a polygamous lifestyle in the U.S.
I'm living one right now.
We are.
Yeah.
Are you?
But I just gave it up though. Because they didn't want to listen. I was trying to get them to listen. So they didn't want to listen. So now I got 3 baby mamas, you know. But I want all my kids. I want all us. Like I have my kids all the time. You know? So I want all us. But they don't listen.
Speak into the mic because I want everybody to hear what you.
I got 3 baby mamas, right? I be with all my kids. I make sure I get them. But one don't like this one and this one don't like that one. So I say, if you don't get along with her and you don't get along with her, look, I ain't gonna be with none of y'all. And I'm just gonna get my kids, do stuff with my kids, just that. So they don't want to listen. That's what they get.
So, but that's not polygamy.
I was trying to have one.
He was trying to create it.
I was trying to argue, but it ain't going.
They don't want to act right.
They don't want to act right. It's no way or no way.
Do you know that that's not the intent of polygamy? So when you're thinking of polygamous relationships, it's actually designed to, and fellas, I know y'all gonna be a little shocked when I tell you this, but it's designed to benefit the woman. Polygamy is not designed to benefit the man. It's designed to benefit the woman. And in traditional African families, when you're entering into a polygamous lifestyle, the man does not choose the wives. The elders choose the wives. They come together and choose based upon what you need, not based upon what you may think or what you desire sexually. That's not, oftentimes, that's like the last thing that's on the list when it comes to polygamous relationships. Sex is like the last reason, that these marriages are arranged.
So the things you talking is the way to go at life. A lot of people don't know how to go at life, so they don't.
Right, so that's why we're talking about this tonight, because it's the difference between just wanting to sleep with multiple people and have them all get along and be okay.
He was trying to. That's what he wanted. He wanted them all to just be together. As far as
see how it happened. I got 3 baby mamas, but like the first one I was in a relationship with, we separated. I moved too fast, you know. I was in another relationship. Now the third one, she came out of nowhere. I just had to get a DNA test. I look up the baby 2 months, here go your baby. I'm like, what the? And I get a DNA test. It's mine, so he's mine, you know. But the first 2, I broke up with her, and I was in another relationship for like a year, 2. Got her pregnant, you know. But it seemed like I'm just out here doing any and everybody. No, I ain't. To be honest, I ain't thinking about no female.
So you really do want them all to get along so y'all can all live up together.
I ain't the type that's out here just dogging females and doing. I'm not that type of person. I got a daughter.
But are they on board? But
no, they not on board.
So right,
one of them got to get cut completely off. I talk to my son when I talk to him. He old enough. He's 6. He old enough to call me. When I talk to him, I talk to him completely. I don't want to hear from her or nothing. Like she the devil.
It's often, it's funny, but it's not funny because I definitely hate to see kids being caught in the middle of the parents' rift. But when you're thinking about the polygamous aspect of the families, again, so the elders, they often come together and they'll choose the wives, and it's set up like a business. it's
I don't
basically
want
a
the elder
business.
sister with my
It's a
wives.
business. It's a business arrangement. And so a lot of times, there a lot of times these women are not like the guys are not even, some of them they don't even sleep with them. Like this is the woman here. This wife right
All I
here,
do is cook
she's
and
the
clean.
authoritarian figure.
See?
She's the one that
That's
she's the
building a
captain of the
team.
ship.
That's building
I
a
want to
tribe.
be
Right.
on
Like
that
that's
team. Now I
for
can
sure.
do that.
That's something we
I
can
just don't
do.
want to have
It's
the
all about
sexual part.
everybody got a position in something. Like,
But can I sleep with somebody else though?
you can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with whenever, as long as you're getting the job done. When I want you to get the job done, you can
Now
go do
can we
whatever
get
you want
married
to do.
now? And I ain't gonna ask
But
you
you
to
still ain't getting married though.
Now,
I still ain't
now
putting that
see,
ring on though.
again, now when you think of polygamy, you think of the standard, the man with the two wives,
They changing it up, baby.
the two wives, and then he's the husband. Okay, that's the one aspect of it. But see, men will get a different taste in their mouth when we talk about the other side of the polygamous family, which is polyandry. And that's when the woman is able to have two husbands. So, fellas, they often, they're so quick to be on board. Yeah, I want to, we're gonna do this polygamous lifestyle because they like the polygyny aspect of it, and that's the part where the men can have the two wives. But let the sister say, okay, I'm for it, but I want two husbands. I want you to be one of my husbands. How would you feel if you were approached with that? One of your baby mamas, they said, you know what? I want to marry you, but I want to take another husband. How would you feel? And she's trying to set that same lifestyle up with the same goals that you had in mind. Would you partake in that situation?
It's my way or no way.
See, so you ain't trying to.
You gotta don't you can't put my baby mamas in it, because with them it's my way or no way. They had their chance.
So
If you give me another person that's with it and like she's loyal and we loyal to each other, it's whatever she want. I'm gonna
so
make her
then
happy.
you would be one of her husbands.
I'll be one of her husbands for sure. But I'm still like if it benefit me in a way, yeah, I'm one of her husbands. Like if we got a business, like I look at everything as business.
And see, a lot of first, let me ask you: would you entertain that? Would you?
I've been
polygamy
asked to.
for.
I've been asked to. When we first started the show, someone had asked me to be one of his wives, and I was like, and he was dead serious. He had a beautiful home and everything, and I was like, I just don't want to have. I didn't want to have sex. He was handsome the whole nine, but I didn't want to be, sharing the penis. I'll watch children, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do all of that. But I'd rather go get something that I know that is not sleeping with someone else.
See, I told you, controlling the person you with.
Listen,
he don't play with you. You got pots and pans you be hitting them with.
I listen. I cook very well too. This ain't from you. This is cooking. This is cooking and eating, baby. I can cook. So I'm just
saying. You gonna cook me some food?
You get married?
No, we ain't getting married.
You gonna starve today? So I have been asked that question, and at the time I was like, well, no, but I entertained the thought of, okay, I can deal with this man. There's multiple females there. As far as I don't have to be the one that's constantly there to be in your face and stroke your ego. That's a job. I've been married before.
For sure.
That is a job, and when everybody else, we're on a team. So if you're having a breakdown and I'm not there, I don't have to be there because there's wife number 2 or wife number 3 that can cuddle you and do whatever. And you can do the same thing with them. I don't have to be there. I can be there when I need to, whatever, and I can do everything else that I need to do. So I didn't mind it at that time. Now where I'm at right now, it's a toss up. I'm like, maybe, but
so in order for a female and a male to be so close, they have to be having sex?
No, but if we married, I mean, I would think you would want sex from me.
Right?
Yeah, that's if y'all married. But my point of saying that is, right, I got some female homies that's like, they my homies, like, and I don't think about having sex with them or nothing. Like, they can get whatever from me.
Mm-hmm. And see, and I definitely think that you have some relationships like that. However, I will say this, that it depends on how those homies look. Because I'm gonna tell you, if they're cute, if you're in a relationship and your friends are cute, your wife or your woman ain't gonna accept it. Like I say, I have a really good guy friend. We're really good friends. I can't. Your woman is not gonna believe that me and you are just friends. So we've been friends for such a long time. We understand. Listen, you can't be caught on the phone talking to me. We're not gonna talk all this often and all this and that, because we know that good and grown folk relationship. Don't put my picture in your phone. Don't none of that, because it is. And if we're truly friends, which we truly are, I'm like, I want to see you happy. He wants to see me happy. So it's not like I would ever tell him, oh, well, what, you can't talk to me because, so you acting like this and you acting like.
Oh, so that's just how females act, though.
It goes on both sides.
But we never do that to each other, because we understand, like, okay, we've been friends for such longer than I've been a mother. We've been friends, really, truly friends. So we know that, okay, I can't talk. We're not talking every day. Listen, years can go by without us talking. You in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. We know that people don't accept that. But guess what? If I call, I'm in trouble. My son is there. Don't have to blink, because that's how we are. Same thing with my mom, that I need you to come there, because we're friends. Nothing sexual, but we understand how people are. They would view this like, oh, y'all gotta be doing something. Y'all gotta be. No, we've been through a lot of bull junk in life.
For sure.
And you need somebody to bounce some stuff off. This is who the person is.
Is he single or he's
in a relationship?
So if he got married and he wanted to enter a polyamory or a polygamy, and he asked you to be, or his wife asked
he would not ask
me that. Such good friends.
No, he wouldn't ask.
You wouldn't,
but they friends.
No, he wouldn't ask.
But you still ain't actually answer the question.
But no, I wouldn't, because we're friends. I'm like, that's like,
even more of a better reason, because you're friends.
And I'm not attracted to him. I'm like, no, you gotta be attracted.
Then you don't want to start looking at
but
sex.
What if he didn't want to look at it as that they're good friends? Because not, like she said, not everybody in a polyamorous or polygamous marriage is for the sex or whatever. So if it was structured that way, and so he said, I know I don't want to have sex with you, but we're such good friends. And I talked to my wife, and she said that I could marry you as well.
No,
what's gonna be the difference than what the understanding is now, and then we get married?
And then the thing is, it's like you have wifely duties. Like no.
Your friend, how your friend?
That's
why.
No.
I think if I was your friend, you'd say yeah.
No, because the thing is, I value friendship.
For sure.
And we've been through so much.
Even more the reason to?
No, that it would mess.
She on some other stuff.
It would,
I think that a great relationship.
You know who you remind me of? One of my baby mamas.
Oh no, not the devil one. I hope not. The devil one. Gosh. Oh my goodness. It's the hair.
No, it's like when you respect a person like that, it's just like it goes back to the question of, can men and women really be friends? You can, however, like I say, I understand that there are boundaries. Like we're not on the phone all the time. Like if he had kids, I'm totally gonna be the godmother to your kids. You're the godfather to my son. If anything happened, I know my son is going to be okay. It can be years without you ever talking to me. And we go like that. It's years without us talking to each other. But I know that my son need anything, my son, he's there for my son. Has nothing to do with me. Nothing. We ain't talked in such a long time.
You just couldn't do the polygamy.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. No, I couldn't do that, because again, that would mess up our friendship. And again, that's where the respect and everything comes in at. But it's like when you're talking about polygamous relationships, they can totally work if everybody is on the same accord and everybody is, you have the desire to make this work and you're looking at it from a business standpoint. Because if you're looking at it just to get in to get your rocks off,
it doesn't work like
you're gonna have all these type of problems, and then you're dealing with women. Listen, there's naturally gonna be jealousy. There's gonna be
It is. It ain't nothing you could do to explain that situation though. But you definitely gave me you made me look at a situation that I was in. You made me look at it different.
See, I did my job. See, it's like, you definitely have to, again, the finances, and then when the kids come along, what's going to be in the best interest of the kids? What's going to be in the best interest of the unit as a whole? And I know that you all are thinking like, man, Jay is sitting up here and she really going to bat for this polygamy. Are you interested? Could you be in a polygamous relationship?
Hell no.
No. I don't share my King Kong ding-a-ling. I do not share whatsoever. So I know.
I see. See.
That's because you know your worth.
I can objectively speak about a situation and totally not be for it. Like this, this could work for some civil-minded. I'm not her.
Not that deep.
No.
You can't just.
I had to put this out there because there's some deep folks out here. I'm just not one.
That's because you ain't depending on no man too.
But and everybody knows where I reside. I reside on Petty Island, so I'm there. I got this island all by myself.
It's like this little
island, little chunk right here. That's where y'all gonna find Jay at. I'm not sharing King Kong ding along. I'm not sharing it with nobody. So
that's why I said I'd rather just I can do the polygamy marriage. I can do that.
When I get y'all age, I might get married, but for now I'm not.
Yeah. How
old you think we are? I'm only 26.
I'm trying to collect on my senior citizen benefit for my coffee. So I'm trying for this being 26. That ain't gonna give me my discount. But again, when you're thinking about polygamy, it can definitely be beneficial. You just gotta make sure that you all are setting it up the correct way and make sure everybody about that life. I'm not about that life. Sure. Don't go into it where he offering it because listen, you done caught him cheating. And so now he's offering, well, baby, I love you and I love her. And I think that if we get to
some females accept anything.
Crazy.
Yeah, some people accept it because they don't know.
And I'm like, and that's not polygamy. Y'all just in a y'all in a love triangle. That is not. There's a difference between polygamy and love triangle. You just some bull junk. Polygamy is a whole business structure. It's a whole business setup. So
I'll do a polygamy.
Listen, I'm gonna be in some entanglements. Listen, that's all that is. That's entanglements. That's bull junk, and now he's trying to straighten it out and trying to make it seem like he trying to be a polygamist and build. No, you're not. You're in an entanglement. That's all that bull junk is. So again, if you are, because there's a lot of people, I'm hearing so much talk about people, transitioning into this lifestyle. Make sure you're transitioning for the right reason. And again, make sure you have your ish in order because it's like, man, from A to Z, it could work. It could. Not for me. I don't care. Listen, black people, I love y'all. I love my black sisters. I'm not sharing my ding-a-ling with you. I'm just sorry. So I love you that much to share.
It ain't that much love in the world.
To share it. But it's not.
If you are going to go in that lifestyle, seriously, go watch those shows that their community and their area is based upon that. So you can at least see,
research,
okay, this is how it's got to be. Because, if you can't afford the first wife, then you most definitely can't afford the second one or third one because, and if you want all of us to do whatever, it's just too much. Do your research like Jay said about it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Tell everybody again how they can get in contact with you, VT.
Bad Boy VT 34 on Instagram. Bad Boy VT Not Innocent on all music platforms.
Guys, we are signing out. Thank you so much. Peace out. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for hitting the J spot on intellectualradio.com.